The human brain is one of the most extraordinary and complicated structures in the body. It's responsible for everything we think, feels, and do. From learning new things and changing habits to experiencing pleasure and processing emotions, the brain is always working hard behind the scenes. Did you know that the brain is the most energy-hungry organ in our body? It uses a whopping 20% of the body's energy, even though it only weighs about 2% of our body weight. But that's not the only amazing thing about our brains. They also have the ability to change and adapt throughout our lives. Our brains are always releasing chemicals like dopamine when we experience something pleasurable or rewarding, creating feelings of pleasure and reinforcing the behavior that led to the reward. With over 100 billion neurons that communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals, the left side of the brain is associated with logical thinking, language, and analytical reasoning, while the right side is more involved in creativity, intuition, and emotional processing. And speaking of emotions, the amygdala is a small, almond-shaped structure in the brain that processes emotion. The hippocampus is another crucial structure in the brain, responsible for memory formation and retrieval. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex is in charge of executive functions like planning, decision-making, and impulse control. Our brains produce different types of brain waves associated with different states of consciousness, such as waking, sleeping, and dreaming. While our brains process a vast amount of information from our environment, we are only aware of a small fraction of it. Our brains use mental shortcuts called heuristics to simplify complex information and make sense of the world around us. Mental health disorders can be caused by imbalances in brain chemistry or disruptions in neural circuits. But practices like meditation and mindfulness have been shown to have many benefits for mental and physical health, including reducing stress and anxiety and increasing feelings of well-being. The placebo effect is a fascinating phenomenon in which a patient's symptoms improve simply because they believe they are receiving treatment, even if the treatment is inactive or fake. And the mind-body connection is an intricate interplay between our thoughts, emotions, and physical health, with stress being a significant factor. Our memories are not like videotapes that can be replayed perfectly. Instead, they're reconstructed each time we recall them and can be influenced by our current emotional state, expectations, and other factors. And lastly, the concept of free will is a controversial topic in psychology and philosophy. While some believe our behavior is determined by our genes and environment, others argue that we have the ability to make choices and exert control over our lives. Despite decades of research, much about the brain's inner workings remains a mystery. One of the most intriguing aspects of the brain is its ability to adapt and change over time, a concept known as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to reorganize itself in response to new experiences, learning, and injury. The brain also has the ability to process vast amounts of information at incredible speeds, enabling us to make split-second decisions and react to our environment in real time. It is capable of creating complex thought patterns and solving complex problems, making it one of the most powerful tools at our disposal.